Ready, start. This was a finding of fact on appreciation of materials placed before the tribunal. Full stop. One of the reasons behind the decisions of the appellate court and arbitration court was that the appellants, while bidding, had given up their claims for interest. Full stop. In substance, the respondent's assertion is that the tribunal went beyond the contractual terms, the respondents and the set to for a sought to invoke the principle of law contained in the third subhead of the code, patent illegality, unquote, principle elaborated in the case of associate builders in bracket supra full stop para. The appeal court accepted reasoning of the arbitration court that the blank portion in the appendix to the bid would imply code 0 unquote or code nil unquote full stop. This reason, in our opinion, is flawed, and such an interpretation of the agreement would actually be contrary to and beyond the terms of the contract full stop para. The tribunal in this case had already come to a factual finding on appreciation of evidence that there was no such implication full stop. Such an exercise on the part of the arbitration court and the appellate court would constitute rewriting the contract, which is impermissible full stop. The tribunal rejected the plea of waiver, and we have reproduced its reasoning on that point full stop. We cannot hold such reasoning to be perverse or improbable in the factual background of the present case full stop para. The tribunal in this case could have had awarded interest as a compensatory or equitable measure, as there was no clause providing for exclusion or ouster of interest payment on delayed payment full stop. The tribunal determined the rate thereof in subparagraphs 16 to 18 of the award full stop. This part of the award specifies para. It is, therefore, held that the claimants are entitled to interest on the amount as due under any IPCs issued by the engineer, or failing which, on the amounts as shown in the claimant's monthly statements submitted to the engineer for certification, and when were not paid or had been withheld by the respondents, and such interest shall be paid by the respondents for the period as 42 days after the claimant's respective monthly statements had been submitted to the engineer for certification to the date of payment thereof in full. To the stop para. The arbitral tribunal further holds that on the unpaid sums and for the period of delay in the payment thereof as stated herein above, the respondents shall pay to the claimants interest at the rate of 1% per month compounded monthly, such rate being representative of the prevalent rate of access to money that the claimants were deprived of. Full stop para. The arbitral tribunal therefore directs that the respondents shall pay to the claimants interest on the ground unpaid sum of rupees 2, 15, 72, 150 for the period of the due dates of payment till the actual dates of full payment of such amount at the rate stated in para 1.6 above in respect of IPCs numbers 2 and IPC number 4 full stop para. The respondents shall further pay to the claimants such interest on the unpaid sums in respect of other IPCs number 5 to 15 by the engineer or the claimant's monthly statements submitted to the engineer for certification of the period from the due dates of payment till the actual dues of full payment at the rate as stated in herein above stop.